Hey everyone, welcome to What's Happening in Real Estate this week. My name is Rob Golfi with REMAX, the Golfi team. I got Conrad Zurini. He is live from Brazil,
Yeah.
and he's wanted to check out with the big statue with the arms wide open over there as he flew in. He probably saw it and goes, hey.
I saw you,
And
Rob. I saw you.
yeah. And then we got Brian Hogben, Mission 35 Mortgages. He's in Florida right now. And we're going to talk about owning Florida properties. But the one thing I really want to get started on is I go on an evaluation. Now, a lot of people go with agents that give the highest price, even though they're not experienced. I could have got my license today, and tomorrow I go on a listing presentation, and I could be up against somebody that's one day in the business, and they'll go with that person that gave a high price instead of me with all the experience and all the knowledge and everything else. It happens. People do that. I don't know why. And the most expensive investment of their life. So what happened is these people ended up listing their house at 2.2 million. Way overpriced, right? 2.2 million. They ended up dropping down to 1.5 million, 550,000. And over a little bit of time, they get an offer at 1.1 million. Okay. So I want to back up a little bit on this story. So I go see these people. I ask him some questions, how many showings they had, and did they receive any offers? And he did say he got an offer for 1.1 million. And when he was listed at 5 million, 1.55 million. And I said to him, I go, look, I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not going to say honest. I'm going to be straight with you. I go, your house it shouldn't be listed any more than 1.2 million. But that 1.1 million, when they came in, there was room on that offer for negotiations that you probably could have got 1.2 million or more. And I go, that was your best offer right there. And I said, a good agent would have said that's a good offer, but did your agent discourage you from doing that? He goes, well, we were kind of like thinking it was a low ball offer. I go, no, it was a great offer. It was a great offer, a starting point, guaranteed. There was room on there to negotiate, and this happens a lot.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Conrad, I mean, you're the top two biggest brokerages in the world, and what the heck is going on? Like, how do we get people to go in
Well,
and give the right prices for these people?
oh, yeah.
You know?
It's interesting because I'm here in Brazil and they're actually the number one agent in the world, which is out of California, Jordan Cohen. I don't know if you know Jordan, but he was here.
Oh,
And I asked him that question, and he's dealing like he wrote a book. Sylvester Stallone wrote the foreword in it. So he's got 120 athletes. Even them, they're the same. They want way high, and he's got to tell them, look, guys, if you're looking for, and he says a line that I use all the time: Are you looking for an agent that has the best marketing or gives you the highest price? And it's a great question because people say, well, wait a minute. And if they say they want the highest price, you leave, right? Because it's
yeah.
all about marketing. And his stuff, and Rob, you and him are on another level in terms of marketing. And that's what it takes. And what's interesting, he even narrows it down to like, look, I'm here in Brazil right now. I got followers from Brazil. There's a 1% chance somebody from Brazil might have a buyer for a property in LA and might see that property. And that's the difference I bring to the table. And yeah, do you want to miss out on even that 1% chance, especially at the level he's doing? He did 300 million.
Oh, wow. That's big
Come
shit.
on. Can you imagine? But anyway, but what I'm getting at is like, Rob, you're right. The experience. This is now, I always use the Warren Buffett thing. Be fearful when people are be greedy when people are fearful. I think you got to be generous when people are fearful,
Yeah.
generous with information and generous with time. And these agents are just putting a listing together, running out, done. You'll never see them again, and
Yeah.
and that's the difference. And there's no quality of care anymore. So yeah, it happens a lot of times, and we see it. We see it happening, and the list to sales ratios for those people are very, very low compared to teams like yourselves. It's a sad story. It's akin to doing it for sale by owner. If you
Yeah.
get an inexperienced realtor, you might as well just sell it yourself.
That's my line. I tell them,
Yeah, yeah.
I go, you should, I says, you're wasting your money hiring that guy. You might as well sell it yourself because that guy's not going to give
100%.
you any more. I use that line all the time. And
Love it.
so the other day in St. Catharines, I went with one of the agents. And it was he had his real estate license. So the agent tells me, goes, Rob, this guy's got his real estate license. I go, what? And we always end up getting screwed by an agent that calls us and he says he's going to use us, and then he ends up listing. So I go straight up to him. I go, you're a realtor. I go, are you using us to get a number and then not use us for the business? Do we have a fighting chance to get the business? And he kind of I was a little bit hesitant. He didn't really answer the question too good. So then I was a little hesitant on giving him too much information. He warmed up a little bit. We did end up listing it. And we did well. But I do ask that question. I go, what's important to you? No experience and no marketing and the highest price, or you want experience, marketing, and actually knowing the market, what it's really at. And sometimes people have a hard time answering that question. I can't understand. You know what I mean?
And what realtors got to remember too is I think a lot of realtors, because to your point, Rob, they'll take the higher price listing. You're losing money anyways. When a realtor takes an overpriced listing, you're not going to sell it and you're going to spend money on it. So you actually, I think because you do so much business, this, right? But people don't realize you're going to lose even more money. You'd actually be better off saying no to the price, because then you're not going to spend money on the virtual tour, the staging, all the other things.
Oh, yeah.
So you're losing twice as much money by saying yes to a higher price listing than if you just would say no.
Yeah, right. And right now, Rob, you and I have talked about this. Well, 2 weeks ago, 30% of the listings, the new listings, were selling. 30%. Last week it went to 40% because the market's kind of stabilizing, which is fantastic. But still, that's 1 out of every 3. And you gotta look. A grocery store grades its inventory, right? You know what I'm saying? And if it sits on the shelf, it's fruit and vegetables, sits on the shelf, they put it on the discount. I tell people all the time, first question when I'm acting for a buyer, and I don't sell as much as I did, and I hardly do it, but the first question the buyer asks, how long has this been for sale?
Yeah,
you know what? Let's push that. Yeah. And I'll tell you, 90-day inventory is no inventory. So if you go past 90 days, no one's even looking at you. If you price with precision, it's happening. So, all that good stuff. And only experienced people can do it, because the other guy just wants a listing and be done with it.
You know what? There is precision, because if you get a listing and you're pricing a little, you're pushing the number, and you get 20, 30 showings in a 2 week period, but nobody brings an offer in, you got to react and change that price fast, because obviously you're close, but not that close. And if you change that number, and I've done that where I'm going, wait a minute, we're getting all these showings, but nobody's even coming to the table. So boom, I go to my client, listen, we got to adjust the price a little bit. And when you adjust the price, because the listing is still hot, bang, and then you still get a decent offer, because you've only been on the market for less than 14 days, But I just don't understand how we can in BC, agents, you cannot be part-time. Am I correct? Is that British Columbia, or is that just a city? What's realtors? Can they be part-time realtors in British Columbia?
I don't know that 100%, but that's interesting. I'd love to. I'll look it up, but I don't know.
I think you have to be a full-time realtor.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, okay. You have to be a full-time. You can't be a realtor and have a job at a grocery store or working at a
Uber.
at a bank or Uber.
Or
Uber.
Oh, how many Uber drivers tell me about real estate?
You know what?
That's on the prospect.
I had an Uber driver tell me he didn't know who I was or anything. I was in a different state. He said he's a real estate agent. I go, really? I go, would you want your Uber driver to be your realtor? What's going on there? I don't know. You want full time, but definitely right now, precision in pricing, marketing, and knowledge is so important. And you know what, Conrad, I'll tell you, the education that I don't know any other brokerage. I'm going to tell you something. I know all the other brokerages, other companies, and everything. And that's probably why you're number one in brokerage, in the business of brokerage. But I tell you, the amount of training that you give, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Our team goes to a lot of your training and stuff like that.
We believe in it. Yeah, well, I did something for Brian. I had the most fun with bringing the real estate side of it to the mortgage business. And I thank Brian for inviting me. We had a great time. There's so many applications out there. It's just good customer experience and nurture and standing out. Really, that's what it's all about, right?
It is. And I love it that you bring a lot to the table. I see the schedule. I'm like, that's unbelievable.
It's fun.
It is. It's awesome. I'm glad that you do that. So anyway, Brian, you're in Florida. What do you do? What's going on? What's going on with the Canadian, the Florida market with Canadians? Are they? Is it dead there? Like, I mean, it's spring here now, so everybody's come back.
It's dead. Like, number one, it's dead. Nobody comes to Florida in May because it is really freaking hot down here. Right? But I've got a realtor down here that does everything, and the market is flooded right now with inventory. People selling and people looking to rent right now. And we made a decision just on us, and he said, you guys made this decision a little bit sooner than most, and it's a good thing you did. But a lot of the season, because down here it's seasonal rental. Right, so you can get double the price for the Canadian winter, right? So December, January, February, or January, February, March. You know, you could get, like, for our place, for example, it might be say $10,000 a month, right? But then nobody rents it. Nobody's coming down here in April, May, June, July, August, September. So then you kind of bleed. So then for us, we decided that listen, it was costing us a ton of money to come down here, so we're renting it out for the full year. So we're doing a full 12-month rental at half the price. But then you get double the income. And I think what a lot of Canadians are realizing, like, hey, you know, and just so you know, it's totally peaceful as anything down here. Like, it's okay to travel, just for anybody wondering. Right?
But Brian, to that point, there was a Leger survey that just came out today, and it said 54% of Canadians felt it was no longer, that they said they did not feel welcome, and 52% said it was no longer safe to travel in the U.S.
Wow.
Tell you something, that's a great, I'm going to do that on my video today, but and you got to remember, Canadians are the #1 foreign buyers. So if you look at all the foreign buyer pool, second are Chinese and Mexicans, right? 13% of the real estate's bought by Canadians, down there. And last year, it was $6 billion of real estate. So now I'm waiting to see what's, we're going to get those Q1 numbers shortly. Maybe we'll get some half-year numbers, but I'm very curious to know what those numbers are of Canadians buying in the U.S. Coming in 2025. It's going to be very fascinating. And a lot of that money is, believe it or not, shifting to cottages and recreational properties back in Canada. It's COVID all over again. COVID 2.0.
When you take the currency, the safety, you take all those things into consideration, you want to dump it. Well, I'll let you know. And another fun fact here, too, because Canadians, honestly, it's okay to travel down here. I'm going to the game tonight. We got tickets for the game tonight from Florida. Guess how much it is to go to a game down here in Florida versus Toronto?
$250?
$100. I got tickets for $100 to go, and then to get.
Isn't that insane? Isn't that insane?
And they're decent seats in Florida.
Yeah,
and
I know.
I looked at the
100,
cheapest tickets this morning for the Maple Leafs. If they make it to Game 7, which I hope they do, $400 for nosebleeds, Canadian. I'm like,
oh my God!
That's why I hate the Leafs. It's only a money-making machine. They never want to win.
No, you know what?
They dangle the carrot all the time.
Yeah.
Come on, these guys. It was theirs to lose this time, man. I'll tell you.
I know. I'm not wearing the Leaf jersey. My wife and daughter were like, can we not wear Maple Leaf stuff? I'm like, we'll just go. We'll go with civilians.
No, you'll get on the camera. You'll get on the camera.
You got to wear your Leaf shirt. Come on. Did you bring it down?
I got a Mission 35 Leaf shirt, but I didn't bring it. I didn't know we were going to go to the game. So.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but anyway, back to the Canadian stuff. So what do you think? So people are going to bring their money back this way, but real estate's going to become cheaper down there. Like, isn't the market going to go down? The inventory is blowing up.
Well, if you think 13% buy, like, there's only certain areas where they're buying. They're buying like Phoenix, they're buying in Arizona, and they're buying in Florida. Like, maybe a little bit of North Carolina, but that's the numbers. So those markets, you're talking, that is significant. Significant amount of
you're gonna have like ghost towns in some neighborhoods out there because
there's some places that there's all Canadian flags. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like, is there like, Brian, do you have neighbors that are Canadians or American?
Canadian.
All
Yeah.
Canadian. All
Yeah,
Canadians.
yeah. Like
Everyone.
on either side is actually Canadians that actually,
See?
and like they're full timers down here. Well, I would say they're seasonal, but they don't rent. We're one of the ones that rent down here too.
Right.
But lots of Canadians down here, lots and lots.
Insane.
So, but
Insane.
I don't think they're coming down as much anymore. To the realtor's point down here, the inventory is high for renting it. People, I think, that used to just come down here and stay in the winters are now choosing to rent. And that's probably a stage before sell. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is the currency hedge, right? Like Florida, I've been down in Florida for a very long time, for decades.
Yeah.
You don't make as much money as we do back in Ontario.
Right.
So you almost time it when you're going to sell when the U.S. currency is its highest and the Canadian dollar is at its lowest. So you got to remember that's part of it. You know, like everybody said, COVID changed everything. There was like things burning in people's minds that they wanted to work at home and all that kind of stuff, right? So this is the same thing. I think the currency piece, like, come on, that currency is the one, right? It's significant.
Yep.
That's the factor in part of your investment, and for sure. And then everybody, when was the money at par? Was that 2008, 9?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, right during the crisis. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everybody was buying.
Oh.
That was a good time to buy because you were going to make it just on the exchange alone down the road.
Yeah, 5,000 square foot bungalows in Arizona were 350,000.
Wow.
With a pool. Yeah.
And then now just the exchange alone is you would, like, if it didn't go up in price, you would have made the money on the exchange alone. But,
Well, even if they bought now, you've probably got a 10% lift on just on the currency.
Yeah, because the currency is terrible right now. It's brutal right now.
Yeah, no kidding.
But I think this opens up the conversation for people now. You know, people would pre-COVID, people were like, buy the vacation property and rent it. Now the conversation is really about, do I really want to buy the vacation property or just like stick my money in my primary residence, put the pool in, you know what I mean? Have a really nice primary and just vacation where I want to, because you know, you're almost anchored to a vacation spot now. And I think that we were talking about this, Rob, a lot of people, and Conrad too, dumping it into the cottage now.
Yeah. Cottage or even their backyard
right now.
They put the pool, they got luxury backyards right now, outdoor kitchens and everything.
Absolutely.
You know what? That, like, people are spending time at home, and people are now, especially in Canada, especially near the border crossings to the US. I mean, people are afraid to cross that border because the American custom guards, they're harassing people crossing the border. And I was just talking to a guy that crosses the border a lot. He bought something for $25. Now, if you cross the border, and you tell them, yes, I did buy something for $25, they're going to pull you over. They're going to make you pay whatever tariffs on that. Isn't that baloney? Like, it's crazy. Like, the Canadians are charging that now. So crossing. So both sides are making it more difficult, especially for Canada. I don't know what the Americans, like, when they come on this side, it's still cheaper for them to come to Canada and vacation here because of their dollar. And when they go back, are they getting harassed going back to their own country buying stuff here?
But they're not coming here either. Like, you're going to see that's not the same as it was. Like, I think Niagara on the Lake, you're going to see it. We were just at our awards at the Queen's Landing.
Right.
They said it's pretty quiet.
So they're going to have a rough summer.
So they're already not coming, right?
Hotels and everywhere else. Yeah.
It's a tit for tat, man. It's going to be both sides, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No kidding. Well, guys, listen, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And we'll catch you next week on what's happening in real estate. Anyway, take care.